Alright, guys. I'm here for a second. I told y'all. I called it. I called it. Usually do. It's this Sloan Bella Juanita Serafina gift I have. Right? Oh. Some days I can't help but I don't. When especially abusive, tiny men, you know, right? Weak men, abusive monsters, trash, whose egos and everything they all revolve around attention and whatever, fucking fame whoring or whatever on social media. I don't know. Tiny man gets his little all filled by blah 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 and throwing tears and fits of everybody in his little party. Oh, I do love that as soon as I mentioned the seemingly fake 1,000 views per hour, that was real weird. Mm, that does sort of stop for the last. Somebody's up in their feels today because of the video I played in last live. I actually called it. Anyway, and I told you to be some sort of goofy bullshit, right? And I'm sure the video is filled with astounding, amazing bullshittery to the max. But let me show you something. Now, when I caught this, it's been 3 minutes. And then, since it posted. And, all of us had a good giggle about it. It was like, oh, we knew it. Right? We knew it. Anyway, I want to show you something. So, Tiny Man posted now about 30 minutes ago. Summer Wells and the story behind the graveyard location. Right? Um, anyway. So, now, I don't know. I know that I did this right here, right? And let it run for a minute or two. Um, I skipped about, let's see here. Okay. I'm right back here. Alright. So I guess we'll give him a little click. I guess we'll give him a little click. Because he needs it. He needs it! Like a little fiend. And he needs to hit back like tiny men do. Right. He needs. God bless his little heart. Tiny, tiny little heart. Anyway. Let's see what we got here.
Want to try Ozempic? So this is tirzepatide, and it is the number one weight loss medication available right now. This is not only a GLP.
Ain't nobody needs none of that. Alright. Alright, tiny man. See, even the fucking laptop's like, fuck this dude. A lot of people are saying, where did this rumor come from, or this whatever, Summer being in a graveyard across from where she lives. How did all that come about, right? So, basically, so how, possibly being in a graveyard across from where she lived at, and so that's what this video is going to be about, is about how that got brought about, and,
is and she is, and it's a whole big story, but
Hold on.
it's not really a big story, but there's some story behind it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about all that.
Hold on.
Know who some of the players are in the Summer Wells investigation, and what all happened to bring about the whole Summer could be in a graveyard scenario. So I've seen a lot of questions in my comment section on my last video about Summer possibly being in a graveyard.
No, you didn't, Tiny Man. No, you didn't. It's always that with him. He acts like all shit's going on, ain't he? He's so full of shit. And if it, like, bro, no. You and Michelle and Prayer Garden and the rest of you and the locals playing shit can just fuck right off. Anyway, so ain't nobody asking that shit. Don't act like it's comment section again or so many people are doing whatever. So that's why you tiny little ass is putting out this video day. Stop doing that. Just be honest. I'm mad at the neighbor lady who keeps calling me out for my fuckery and clickbait and bullshittery over the years. And the last video was not flattering and it was too much truth on Don B. And oh my god, I'm terrified people will see it. And like an abusive tiny man, I'm gonna come online and pretend this, that, blah, blah, blah. Because my little ego can't handle it. And then I might have to go like drink 21% something bullshit watermelon, whatever, in an empty solo cup. Right? Anyway, so, while I threaten to blow people's heads off and lie about everything, just continue. It's fine. Whatever, Don B. Anyway, so, here we go.
Across from where she lived at, and so that's what this video is going to be about. Is about how that got brought about, and you know who he is and she is, and it's a whole big.
Who she is and who he is, and oh yeah, you don't want to mention me by name because you might come over here and you might see the little dark secrets and truth about who he is. He is. He is. He's the terrorizer of neighbors in his own neighborhood who call him out and catch him lying to you all his subs and mods and shit while he's hanging on his porch but pretending he's searching for Summer based on Seraphina dots after McDonough dumped him. And then he goes about further terrorizing. He's the guy who lies about his children in pools and gets caught by his local news. He's the guy who sets up bears and trash to get on the local news. He's the guy whose wife won't have his back because she knows what a tiny man he is. He's the guy who goes on Benny Keys and brags about sexual assaults of his own children and then using the neighbor and her minor child and all this to get back at. He's the one that continues to stalk Henderson Dawn and threaten to blow people's heads off online and be abusive, it seems like, to his own family, allegedly, and blah, 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 in my opinion. This guy. Alright. Anyway, so he's gonna be like, oh, him and her, whatever. Won't mention my name. He also thinks that's gonna hurt our fifis. I don't care. My fifis ain't as thin as his ego. Look at that head. Look at it. Look at it. It really looks like one of those little dinosaurs. Or like that little dude on the Jetsons or something. Anyway, point is, and the Flintstones crossover. Fucking caveman. Anyway, alright, here we go. He's gonna lie to you some more.
Big story, but it's not really.
And then I'm gonna show you more proof that he's lying. And he's doing this at ego tripping, blah blah blah, enjoying vicariously abusing me or anybody else who ever calls him out for anything. Or his clickbait bullshitter, rinse repeat, or tragedy pimping, or blah blah blah, and how wrong he motherfucking is all the goddamn time. Or I'd be lying and clickbaiting and shimwowing people into oblivion. Alright? So even McDonough couldn't tolerate his ass. He got himself a fraud ass Ryan and a wife of magical spirits and traded him out for this dude. Right? That's how worthless this fucking dude is. Alright. So anyway.
A big story, but there's some story behind it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about all that.
So I'm going to show you here in a minute.
So how
he's lying.
A lot of people are
creating
saying
a narrative.
how.
Him,
Where
Michelle,
did this rumor
PG.
come from, or this whatever? Summer being in a graveyard across from where she lives. How did all that come about, right? So basically, Summer Wells had these two people living across the street from her, basically her neighbors.
She had these two people living across the street from her. Oh, we don't want to mention this, buddy. Cause might come and see some shit. Also, he thinks this is insulting to us to not mention. Oh my gosh, I'll be terribly, terribly hurt if Don B doesn't mention this by name. See, it's shit like this. It's petty bitch shit. He thinks that would bother someone else because it would bother him. Not being, whatever. But he also does not want anyone to see what the fuck went down. Alright, carrying on.
Andy Bernard and Jody Sue Brown.
Oh, dear, he mentions my name, I guess.
They lived across the street from Summer Wells on Ben Hill Road. And
Bella, where the hell is
my God, there's already an ad in there? Dude, you are such a joke.
Ben, Luca?
Right.
Jesus.
Andy Bernard was the person who got the whole cemetery thing going with what he said.
Alright, so do we really need to go further than 1 minute and 55 seconds into this almost half-hour piece of shit hit back from a tiny little Napoleon man to prove him wrong? And to show again what a goddamn liar he is and a propaganda narrative, blah, 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 blah. No, we do not. I could stop it right there. I'm at least going to go through 1 minute mark and let bullshit just a minute or two more because that's what I did a second ago, reading captions on autoplay.
Well, he didn't really say it, I guess, out of his mouth. I guess he put it in maybe someone's chat or.
You know damn good and well you and PG and Michelle walk sucking each other's buttholes over there. Exactly whose chat he put it in. He typed out some shit about having a dream and y'all have made into a nothing burger with Monster, just like all of y'all did the Andy and Fred on the road bullshit. He plays y'all play with each other, y'all tickle each other's berries. I don't give a fuck. But that ain't where it got started. They're gonna put this shit off on people that don't necessarily belong on. They used Monster used them to stir and start up all this shit again for the 4 billionth time in regurgitated content land. Simple as that. But then who's it gonna lay on? And I don't know what the fuck I have to do with it. I didn't say shit about the cemetery. Y'all stupid. So don't be putting my name in it. That dipshit wants to play with y'all, create the narrative, do whatever. Fucking act goofy. Y'all want to take off something you put in your fucking stupid ass chat, you fucking grifting ass bastards. So be it. That ain't a me problem. That's a him problem and you all problem. But all of y'all stupid. You're full of shit and you hope everybody watches you, Michelle Walks, and Prayer Garden are just as stupid. Fuck all y'all. I'm just here to fucking call the shit out. Anyway, so don't you put me in places I don't belong in.
Or maybe it was a comment on somebody's video. But anyway, he said that he believes Summer is in the Morrison Cemetery, right there, also basically across the street from where she lived. So Andy Bernard and Jody Sue Brown, they lived across the street.
What the fuck do I do it? No, he said some dumb shit, and he has no brain cells. I can't help the dude stupid. I never could help that. What the fuck do I do this? Oh, wait. I'm just the one calling all of you out for your bullshittery. All for one, one for all. That's it. And showing the public how to find proof all of your bullshitting them into oblivion and fleecing them like sheep with your clickbait horse shit. Monster be doing stupid shit. I don't care about none of y'all. I just want y'all to stop this shit. And don't you put that shit even on Monster. He may have said that a few weeks ago in PG's chat or where the fuck else. But I tell you what, that ain't where this shit started. It started with motherfuckers like you. Like you. Mister, I'm gonna argue with Jody Sue while I'm pretending to be super local about trains actually going through Beach Creek and dropping off transients, right? He really did that when I first come on. I was like, you were such a fucking lying piece of shit. Anyway, comes out later he's not actually a local. Much like many who are always pretending to be. Anyway, so yeah, dumbass here is now they're gonna lay it off on Andy like it's just Andy. Or put me in the middle. All I'm doing is calling him out for it. It's stupid. It's all fucking stupid. I ain't having it. So, here we are.
Street on Ben Hill Road, right? Now, the cemetery is across the street from Summer's house on Beach Creek Road, okay? Um, so the cemetery is across the main highway.
It's 2-lane.
Creek.
But whatever you want to say, it's still considered it. And it used to be a main thoroughfare. Whatever, don't be.
Highway from Summer's house. So if you look on Google Maps, you got Beach Creek, and then you got this little dead end road called Ben Hill Road.
Or you can just go to Times News Online and the link in my last video and watch a drive-through by Jeff Bobo, an actual journalist, and see up close and personal. So you have perspective on where the cemetery is, where the grave is actually still open at the time Jeff Bobo drives by, the entrance to Ben Hill where the detectives, buses full of searchers, and a blue tent with a cop parked there are located, which makes all this and the helicopters are over, search crews are over, the grave wasn't even filled in until the 18th. All the things are all there in the description box of my last life in order for you to solve this mystery yourselves, including wonder why this asshole, Michelle Walks, PG, and anybody else is going on with all this horse shit. Or why Monster is as stupid as he fucking is. And why he's playing with these dumbasses. Anyway, I don't care. Alright, and that's all I need to hear out of Domby's mouth. Here we go, Domby. We're about to give you a root hard and put up wet again today. You're going to enjoy this. I hope your audience loves it as much as I'm getting to do. You can put in Graveyard, Timothy Morrison, Summer Wells, right? You'll see content dating years ago, before we were ever public, Donby. It's all sort of right here. It just takes keywords. And the little box, you can even mix them up a little, right? You can do this on Google too. Yeah, no shit. It gets even better because the first whispers of this grave and Summer was in it thing was less than 24 hours after she vanished. In these Facebook groups, all the tragedy pimps were running, right? And people taking off with that because they knew about a blue tent because all you bullshit local helpers and the tragedy pimp ground crews that do this stupid shit. And just ignorant bastards in general. So, nope, sorry, it predates all of us, other than YouTube and social media doofuses and idiots. Now, alright, so this is 3 years ago, at least, at the very least, when, the hill's on the ground. You know your buddies, Don B, when they were on the ground here? This is 3 years ago. Right? This is, before the end of 21.
This is Don Wall's parents' grave. And it's located right at the end. And right in front of it
and look,
is...
Yes, this is a different cemetery. This is not Morton's, right? But, here you go. They did this at Morrison and the one that Dawn's mom's at. Watch. And the title is This Summerwell's Grave? Ooga booga, blah, blah, blah. Right? I know that at a certain point they were like, look at the circle thing and the red flowers. Oh my god, it's a witch thing.
Of wood. Seems like wood.
Looks like landscaping.
Okay.
Because no other grave has this.
And it looks like it's been freshly done.
Yeah. It looks like they had a nice plant there, so it didn't look, it obscured it.
Yeah.
And then with the winter, the plant died down, so for us coming here, it looks awfully odd.
Oh. See what she thinks.
Freaky.
None of the other tombstones have that.
Yeah.
Except this one.
I have never seen anything like that, and I wonder if they did it without permission. Because to do anything, to open any hole here, you have to have permission.
And I swear to God, that's Olivia's mom. I swear to God, I don't know, but.
I wonder if they even know about this.
But they describe her as a woman's visiting graves there. But I'm pretty sure it's Olivia's mom. Anyway, I don't know. So there you go. Who's lifting all this bullshit about graveyards off besides social media even predating that in December of 21? Oh, the Be Hills on the Ground. And who Don B clearly played with. Let me see. Ryan Finds Truth and Bullshit, Catch Me If You Can, Con Ass Weasel, did a piece on Morrison Cemetery. I'm sure Don B's well aware of this because him and Ryan play compare dick sizes on the regular. Look at that. Morrison Cemetery. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, no. And a year ago you say, holy shit, no way. Look at this. Don Wells, Candace Bly, Andy Morrison, PG, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, it's all there, which you'll get all the shit because of them saying PG's name's Kathy Morrison, too. Let me see. Don claims Sheriff was there. Oh, here we go. Bullhorn Betty, right? Is Summer Wells buried in the cemetery? We explored this real possibility. See that? That's also 3 years ago. Look at this shit, Don B. You lying piece of shit. You narrative driving tiny man who just wants to strike back at women because that's what's going to get you off tonight besides 21%. Whatever the fuck weak ass alcohol you drinking over. Or not. Because you can do that sober too. That's what you do. Alright. Hold on. I really gotta have the fam come fix this piece of shit. It might help if I didn't have so many damn tabs open, dude. Yeah, it's old as fuck too. Probably just need to get a new one. But I don't want it. I'm partial to this one. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Oh yeah, justice for summer. You know how they are. Well, this'll get it.
On December 8th, our team visited the Rogersville, Tennessee area where we previewed the Wells property. We were across the street at the cemetery where we believe she may have been. While there, we can hear dogs heavily barking in the background and keep wondering how somebody was able to get through 21 dogs, through Candace, through Grandis.
Do not tell Chasing Truth and Jenny and Adrian or anybody else you can hear sounds that close and from the wells all the way to the other side of the road, which is further away than 125 from 110. How dare you, Bullhorn? You're fucking up their narratives and their lies and their hit pieces on the neighbor. Oh my god. Nobody pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Won't ya? Alright, carrying on. Maybe. Give it a second. It's slow. I'm just gonna let it play out.
Through 3 boys, find a child where they did not know her location and take her back down the mountain after going back through 21 dogs, 2 adults, and 3 children, to a car where there's no place to park one. This does not make sense to me. This does not make sense to our team.
You're not getting past these dogs. Listen to those dogs.
Hold on.
We're on the other side of the road, and the dogs are picking us up. The other side of the road. How is somebody going to be... And we can hear them plain as day. We can hear them plain as day.
Deal. If you know something about where Summer is, we'll give you leniency.
You know what's even funnier is that after that piece, the hidden dark secret, one of the many on Dawn Buchanan there, that I put in my live last night, Don Wells was arrested about 20 some days later after it. But you see, that's the shit people like this concentrate on instead of out and shit like Don B. But look at him. I love how JLR was like, we can give you leniency. Like, who the fuck are you, dude, other than a LARPer politically or wherever or online or Sandy Hook or inside? Yeah, I just can't with you, bro. You're such a fucking asshole. Fucking weirdo. Anyway, point is, I don't like that dude. I don't like any of them, quite frankly. Hold on. I'm trying, guys.
You know, and it's interesting that they caught him for a DUI where they tailing him to catch him in these acts. You understand? So, you know, I still think I still believe and trust that they are doing their job. It's just they have to do it meticulously, and I think, you know, a lot of evidence investigations take time. And unfortunately, they take time. I do think that the law enforcement realizes that Summer's probably dead. Summer's probably dead. So they have time on their hands, you know, and they have tabs on them. I believe they have tabs on them. And I believe, like we said in the sheriff's office, I think they watch their social medias and watch them and catching them slip up in statements and inconsistent things they say on these podcasts.
Yeah, but, you know, when's enough information? You've had 6 months of this. People want justice for Summer Wells. You know? People want justice for Summer Wells. And to me, I would think that the podcast alone would give them enough inconsistencies in their statement to drag their butts into their office and interrogate them.
So in crime, a lot of times you want justice for victims, right? But the people don't really have a say. It's really the families that want the justice. And the families, the police and the prosecutor work for the families. When you have possibly 2 parents involved in their own child, and you don't have other family members demanding the police to do something, but just the public, the police, in a sense, they have to do their job, but it's just the public. Who is the public? It's not that it's not their interest. It's really not their business. But yes, they still have to solve it, but there might not be the sense of urgency.
Do you think it would behoove us to start taking their original statements and start showing the inconsistencies and sending those inconsistencies to law enforcement?
Oh, absolutely. Citizens like us, citizens online sleuths have to compile evidence and just keep catching them slip, keep catching them.
And not just go on their YouTube channels, but literally take that information and start passing it off to law enforcement.
Correct. Anything and everything you see them doing, just keep, passing over the information over to law enforcement, their tracks and their movements and what they're doing and their behaviors, because obviously they're involved in some way somehow.
We're right here. Here's the Wells property up that mountain. This is that,
On December 8th, our team visited the Rogersville, Tennessee area where we previewed the Wells property. We were across the street at the cemetery where we believe she may have been. While there, we can hear dogs heavily barking in the background and keep wondering how somebody was able to get through 21 dogs, through Candace, through Grandis, through 3 boys, find a child where they did not know her location, and take her back down the mountain after going back through 21 dogs, 2 adults, and 3 children, to a car where there's no place to park one. This does not make sense to me. This does not make sense to our team.
you're not getting past these dogs. Listen to those dogs.
And you can see Candace and Dawn's, you can see, like, you can see right at the location, the
where
blue
there's no
tent.
place to park one. This does not make sense to me. This does not make sense to our team.
You're not getting past these dogs. Listen to those dogs.
Right there, that spot is exactly where the cop tent, searchers, and everything else in Bobo's is. The grave is right, in the area they're standing. So, like I've said, it just lends weight to the fact that, you could combine this.
We're on the other side of the road, and the dogs are picking us up. The other side of the road. How is somebody going to be, and we can hear them plain as day.
So,
we can hear them plain as day.
Really, you can combine this with what I posted there, saying links and all that. You could have an exact, okay, see, even more perspective there. This is the location, this is whatever, right? And how goofy all this shit is. And as you can see, the day on this is on December of 21. So tell us again, Don B, how all these rumors about the graveyard and blah, 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 was Andy or Jody Sue or anybody else. Oh, that's right. He might have said that stupid shit for y'all to lift up another nothing burger. Right? Then for him to make some quick cash to y'all and do whatever because he's stupid or he ain't got 2 brain cells. I don't care. Why he said what he did in that chat, but considering y'all's, weren't you hint winking at him in there about you had good picks and property stuff? It seemed like y'all were working together when he dropped that and other things in PG's chat recently. Yes, sir, I believe so. And PG and all the shit fuckery, right? Michelle's over here barking for bones in the UK. And all any of y'all have to do is go Google, seriously, how early these rumors about the graveyard and that grave started. And I tell you what, sugars, it started before any of us were even public. Now, this is just a recent liftoff of regurgitated bullshit, right? So they not have content to run on. And despite the fact that it's hurting a real family with a loved one in that cemetery, and them needing content, right? All this shit, and they don't care who they hurt to do it once again. Family who's not really been able to go that, or leave anything there or anything for all these years because of the stupid rumor mill on social media created by idiots and tragedy pimps. Alright? And now they're back at it again because they don't care who they hurt and that there are real people behind all this bullshit. And all they're after is content, rumors, and ways to fuck with all of us around Summer's case. And use these avenues to pump out more bullshit, more lies, more narratives, all on everyone around Summer's case. in life. So that's it. It's really that simple. It's, ooh, Andy said, so therefore, look, now we can use that to be like, ooh, Candace is this, and Dawn's that, and this person, and that person, and the dead horse, or whatever. What about the graveyard again? And I hope it's been long enough for y'all to forget that this has been done a million times. They'll blame Andy for it, and he'll use his timing piece to hit back at me, damn sure, but I ain't interested in whatever half hour of lying bullshit garbage. I'm gonna smack this bitch around with my fake views sub channel. Oh my god! Should be annihilated. Annihilated in hell by Big Bad Dummy and his fake ass fucking views. Like Ryan and his fake ass fucking views with Monster. Oh god. No. I'm just here to call the shit out. As you can clearly see, all this shit predates Monster in the chat. Fuck around with him, doing whatever. I don't care. Um, and these rumors have been out there since hours, and definitely a day or two than summer vanishing. They've been there long before any of us spoke. It's rinse, repeat, regurgitate. Rinse, repeat, regurgitate. And every time they bring it back up, they can use it as an avenue to target, harass, put out different narratives, screw with somebody around the neighborhood, witnesses, those around Summers. I mean, it's just an avenue and a content avenue and a way to fleece you all and ShamWow you and clickbait you into hell. And now to make Andy look sus, he don't care, or to make this one look sus, or to make whatever, even though it's not even really in the realm of possibility. And if you put the pieces together yourself, which you can do within 2 clicks of, real news, journalism, Bobo's piece, real helicopter vids, and just using your own common sense, logic, etc. Alright? No tragedy pimps needed to know how absurd this is. I mean, and to lead you or feed you. You couldn't find the truth for yourself. That this whole narrative about summer grave, it's just absurd. Alright? And that they're all taking you for a ride. Alright? Ain't nobody needs it, and they shouldn't be doing it to you, so don't let them. A theory or something, those are one thing, but pure bullshit and rinse repeat narratives put out on purpose to carry other narratives and targeting. Yeah, I don't like that shit. So we're gonna continue to call it out. And you can clearly, just like I did, put in whatever you want there, in whatever search bar, Google, YouTube, and you can see that even the tragedy pimps are putting out the narrative, like I just showed you. Is Summer Wells buried in the cemetery? We explored this real possibility. Yes, they did. And Morrison, and the one that Dawn's mom's in, and every other damn graveyard in the area. Hell yeah, they put out this narrative, right? And they did this where I family buried too. They did this in abundance of graveyards, where they knew locals that had family where, and shit, let's not forget Ryan's bullshitter is monster to fuck with me at certain holiday season. I mean, like, they do not care to use grief, pain, the deaths of loved ones, even if they're not even related in any way to Summer, her life, neighborhood, knew her, didn't know her, they don't care. And they don't care at the amount of pain they're causing those families. I do. I care greatly. Okay? They tell y'all they want justice from everyone. No, they want to find their way into feeding people more propaganda, narratives, goofball bullshit, running rooms, fleecing y'all like idiots, making y'all drink Kool-Aid, to use you all. They're not here for truth, fact, or helping someone. They're not here for anything but themselves, dude. They're monsters or criminals. They're working in a well-organized group online. They do it from the ground up and on to online, and it violates. I mean, they're criminals, dude. Most of the true crime you see every day, it's being committed right in front of your faces on YouTube by these jackasses. No shit. True story. And everybody's like, oh, I'm entertained. Yeah, really? Happen to see something, say something. Anyway, but yeah, I think I proved my point, right? And by the way, he was definitely clapping cheeks with all these assholes and Serafinas and McDonough's and blah blah blah. It's time he was all buddy buddy. He knows this is and what he's doing. They would love for you to believe that the most recent is somehow just Andy's fault. Well, okay, that's his thought. That's his thought. Do you see any of your thoughts out there, comments you leave to them in the chat being made this giant astronomical thing? Or then you being called saucer? Hell no, you don't. They use what any of us ate, doesn't matter what it is, to create a new this and a new that, even against all reason, common sense, logic, and evidence and proof, no matter what the fuck. To take you all for more rides and more rides and more rides and rinse, repeat, regurgitate. It ain't right. It is not right or okay. What they're doing to these families and the loved ones and those already in agreement and keeping away from their families' graves or leaving things there, being able to sit there, anything, is wrong. It's gross. It's hurtful. It keeps wounds open. It keeps people from healing. It's just daggers in the heart over and over and over again. There's no need in it. It's cruelty. Absolute fucking cruelty. For their content and their cha-ching. It's to put out more bullshit in Summer's case and online, get y'all inundating law enforcement. This, that, and oh my god, this, that. Oh my god, I think so and so says that, and hoping you'll never look for yourselves or find even one or two things that could be like, wait a minute. Like you could if you watched Jeff Bobo's piece on Times News Online and were aware that that is directly across, and there was a cop sitting there day and night, and detectives going in and out, and how very close that grave is to the road, and have the real perspective on it, and know that that grave wasn't even close till the 18th, right in front of cops, searchers, thermal, ground penetrating equipment, all the things, search dogs, whole nine, because they do not want you to become aware of these facts or to think of these things or to realize the true perspectives and everything and the actual layout of the land, because then you become too smart and then you might stop shamwowing and clickbaiting and fleecing and jumping off cliffs with them. They don't want you to see these things, and you need to keep yourself safe. And if you care about these missing women and children and murdered women and children in their actual cases, you'll start pushing back against these tragedy pimps and this type of horseshit that they do in every open and active case. This is the opposite of helpful. That's all I'm saying. So, you know. Either way, I think enough said. Put in either any of the search bars, YouTube, Google. You'll see how far back these graveyards. Summer was buried in there, put in there with the open grave. Rumors go, and that it wasn't just on Andy recently or anything like that. Wasn't that? This is just another cycle and a way for all of them to target everybody again, rinse, repeat, new narratives, terrorize family, make y'all really think they're gonna go out there and protest when they come into town here in a couple weeks for June 15th. Or hell, they probably will. They'll go on this poor family's, loved one's grave and stomp up and down and have no respect, courtesy, empathy, sympathy, just for show for you all to give them cash apps and whatever else, and make them into the bestest, most famous creators ever, and they won't give a damn. It's wrong. And they'll use it, of course, be like, ooh, I wonder if, all the Morlocks and all the Crawfords and all the Lights and Daxes and Andy and Jody Sue and Dawn and Candace and Dobbs and Dyson and Churfy and everybody and the horse got together and placed Summer over there in the grave. Oh my god, are these two roses there because Candace knows and they're put there? It'll always be a bullshit. It's horseshit. Okay? Alright. Anyway, I've had a splendiferous day with those I love most and beautiful minds, and it's been a hope-filled, happy, astoundingly good day. It's cloudy, overcast, kind of nappy, comfy weather, and book reading, type of thing. I've got dinner on, I'm doing my thing for a bit, and then I'm just gonna chill about it. I am gonna try to come back on a little while, because like I said, there's no tragedy pimp on the menu for the night. That's what I told y'all last night, / this morning I got off together. But I called it. Baron Seraphina and Juanita. Tiny man with strike back. Not a Jedi style. Right? Anyway, so it took all the, I don't know, a minute and a half for him to be all stupid as fuck and say the stupidest fucking shit on earth again. And it only took me like 3 seconds and a cursory search to be like, oh, wait, he's a liar. And to show y'all he's a fucking liar again. And this rumor did not start with Andy. Now, the recent one, they chose to use his comment. Now they're going to lay it all off on him and pretend that's where all this started. But you see, it actually started with Idiots Online before We Were a Republic and Tragedy Pimps, including Don B's crew, because he was all up their butts when he was on Scott H's pretending to be a local here on the ground, arguing with some of us about trains actually passing through Beach Creek itself and dropping off transients to Dawn and Candace's. Shit you not. Yep. So anyway, and he was like, oh look, it's the potato guys, and blah, blah, blah. While he was trying to suck McDonald's butthole and doing all the extra on the ground for that one, and he eventually got booted off and replaced by Ryan, who he's still in a dick competition with, and then he likes using shit on smack back at me or any other female. Anybody wants to talk about his little tiny ego, it's just his thing. Anyway, it's fine. Y'all enjoy those not quite right views happening over there, just like Ryan's, and you enjoy his clickbait and his ShamWow. I don't care what else the dude has to say about me. I'm sure it's a fun-filled fucking ride of the highs. Right? It'll be sedative, voice, blah, blah. I don't know, playing some bullshit. Like, he has a whole litany of the horse show. I don't care. Dealt with years of it at peak. Now we're just at tiny men by views territory. Oh my gosh, the bots and bot views will just kill me. I will survive it until civil court comes. Anyway, beautiful minds and beautiful people today. Oh yeah. Alright. So, y'all, I'm gonna enjoy the rainy weather and that book, cozy food type weather. I'm gonna finish off dinner and continue enjoying my evening and dinner with my little and others, and then I'm gonna try to come back on like I promised last night. Another tragedy pimp on the menu, of course. I've had enough fall. I'm just like, fuck it. Y'all want to keep doing this? We'll do it. We'll do it. Alright. Anyway, and I had some more stuff to say on the bullshit receipts and what's been done to you all as far as the Michelle&PG, blah, blah, blah. Lip, the whole cycling of all the rooms and how the one receipt that's Lip's big bad evidence where how it shows you that all of them have been on this shit for weeks in public view anyway, but definitely for about a year and a half now for on the ground stuff moving around, but connected with so many things that are not outed or known yet by the public. But yeah, they all just took you for one massive ass ride, and That one receipt I showed last night in live proves it, without a doubt. That all of these creators, PG, Marlene, whole nine knew, nothing was shocking. She wouldn't, oh, and it makes you wonder why they just took you for this big badass, fleecing of the sheep ride, and why they still are. And who I was really, really super involved and still running it. And Michelle, quit begging for bones over in the UK. Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna hear shit either about graveyards or otherwise. Girl, do your own cases over. I know there's missed and oh wait, that's right. Your country won't allow you to do this. You do that shit here and keep being touched by lawyers. You think you and the other countries, y'all get up to the extra, don't you, for anything, especially in the U.S. Which I don't know what the pound's going for right now and all that versus hell's probably worth more, honestly. But the point is, all you common criminals across the world working with this group, violating so many federal and international laws, and still civil if you can reach out and touch you, or big enough lawyers can, and you're still reachable. Never forget that. You may bank, literally, on thinking you are not, or will never be. But I'd watch where you step and follow dog shit. Made on other people's defamations, slander, targeting harm, things like that. So anyway, I'm just tired of all of them. But there you go. All you gotta do for yourself once again to prove don't be a liar. Trying to lay this directly on Andy or me or whoever else. No, bitch, I've been over breaking this graveyard shit down. Showing y'all to figure out that they're taking you for a ride. Monster playing with them, having his own thought, whatever, about a dream. I don't give a fuck. Putting the chats where he's clearly playing with Don B and PG at the same time. And Marlene over there like, everybody's talking, everybody. And then they lift this shit off just like he lit off the, was Andy versus Fred and Roadway bullshit. Monster played in it too, despite him knowing better. Everything around that dude is always a nothing burger signal, cash in. Just him, Marlene, and Fred, they can all fuck off. I just don't care. They can play with tragedy pimps. I ain't about that life. Fuck all y'all. Y'all wanna play with them? I'm gonna call your asses out too. Local tragedy pimp turned fucking leash collared wearing suckers. I got bigger words than that, motherfuckers. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day, night, evening, and like I said, I'm gonna try to come back on there a bit. But yeah, all you gotta do, 1.5 minutes in Dominic's piece, you can go Google. Be like, nope, no. When Andy and Jody started this rumor, it was idiots and social media and all Don B's buddies and all Don B's horses and all Don B's fellow fleecers. And you can do that. You don't take my word for it. You can do it yourself. Look at the dates on them. They predate Andy or I, even me in public. Nowhere near. They are literally in the first days on Facebook, all social media platforms, but definitely Don B's crew and these tragedy pimp crews, Hills on the Ground, TM, Benny, Scott, the rest. I mean, it's been there, man. All of them done it. Ain't new news. It ain't new nerves. It's just been regurgitated with new angles and used to target, harm, discredit, fuck with the neighbors, all of us, everybody else they can think of to throw in the garbage can and kitchen sink, type of thing. Content, cash app, clicks, views, fame, tiny man, Napoleon, type of shit. Anyway, so, yeah, looks like Don B's been proven wrong once again, and, he'd be up to that diabetes life, he really is. Hopefully he doesn't have to go drink 21% out of an empty solo cup or be abusive to his family or anything to cope with being called out again. Anyway, y'all stay safe. Much love. I hope y'all found a good meal. Happiness. You're on weather to dance in tonight, no matter what type is over you. dance in the eyes of hurricanes and sunshine alike. Enjoy a good tune, a good fuzzy companion or a skeleton. And as always, please share the DV/Universal Hand Signal for help and Summer's picture information and call by name. Please also, if you include information links, and you will trade those out. When I say info, y'all know I do not mean social media, YouTube, TikTok, and I mean stick with real reporters, real journalists, investigative journalists, local surrounding law enforcement, state police, TBI, FBI, okay, and those like Bobos and the Ansleys and all those. Those are the real information to be trading out in link format above Summers, like flyer type info. That can be a very real and tangible way to help her. One of the most tangible and real ways to help her, as a matter of fact. Because those pieces can reach the right ears or right eyes at the right time and drop a loose key or whatever else may or may not be needed. It can even help find, locate, or get the perpetrators arrested, okay? No kidding, it can do all that. So it does matter. Please continue to share her image and information, and if you don't care, cycle out information links. That is the most tangible thing you can do to help Summer. And, anyway, other than that, I just hope y'all find yourselves happy, healthy, and loved on this little speck in these vast cosmos, enjoying, life, humanity around you, reaching out to your fellow citizens, remembering community and neighbors, and maybe taking a break from algorithms and tunnel vision and all that every now and then. Now, sometimes these places online can make the world feel darker than it actually is. Please do not forget, there's so many beautiful humans on this beautiful planet. Don't lose full connection with them in person. Anyway, as a matter of fact, I met a stranger today, you guys. I did. I seen him in a place, and I didn't expect more. I could feel his little soul fucking. And then I come back out, I get in the car, and I'm like, blah, 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 I didn't even notice. There's a guy in the back seat. I'm like, whoa! Wait, hold on. Where'd you come from? And apparently he found his way to other people around me, and gave him a ride. Right? And I'm broke, but he asked me for a couple bucks, but I only had like $1 or something change on me. So I gave it to him, whatever. Took him way out where he needed to go. And he was such a happy fella. So, what's a stranger? You know? Anyway. And, the odds. Being there and being like, oh, I didn't talk to this person inside the building. But, there, I sit down in the car and I expect, and I'm like, oh, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, what's that about? Universal Law just picked this car, these people that I went, okay. So, anyway, kindness, little things, sparks, voices, humanity. It's the little things. Anyway, guys, you have a good day, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever. And I will catch you around tonight or so, and hopefully. And I think the wind's picking up. Surely not. I don't know, something's creaking. Anyway, y'all just enjoy wherever you are. And thanks for being here. Much peace, love, and light to all of you all. And watch these streets out here on social media. They're dark, deep, and dangerous. And they're really no good. Alright. Keep yourselves safe from them. Much love, guys. And VG, cancer, surgeries, speech disability. Okay? I know you're trolling. I know you're trolling hard for someone somewhere, or you're just an asshole online random, like, but, look, the odds in the universe are, as prevalent as cancer is, one day you're gonna find yourself or a loved one, or your child, or your auntie, your mommy, your mammy, with cancer. And when that happens, I want you to remember this moment, okay? Or if you, one of your loved ones, is left with a disability from cancer, or surgeries, or treatments, I want you to remember this moment, okay? I want you to remember it hard and well. Alright, you guys. Forget the trolls and awful, terrible people. Use your voices, even if others don't like them. Much love, guys.